The Bluetooth device is ready to pair. The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
This video is not gonna Yeah, the count to my person 35 doctors. Oh, yeah, me, you can feel your upset. Surely the woman me with the feeling of the truth. Before who the view that is going to but I'm a proud boy, I could jack up the woman. Into the round in the cold. I want you. What I'm feeling in my head, I'm one of the practice. You know, the care, I'm a melan.
Hello. 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 Hello, Austin, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, beautiful.
Yeah, people are watching. We are late, but we can continue.
Okay. I guess you mentioned that you didn't hear the introduction, so I'd like to go through the introduction again. The purpose of this program, which is to be airing every evening at 8 p.m., is to give all Ghanaians the opportunity to have a one-on-one with the new flag bearer of the Progressive People's Party, Miss Bridget Jogbe Nuku. In her speech yesterday, after accepting to be flag bearer of PPP and being adored at the International Press Center, Ms. Jogbe Nuku introduced herself as Bridge It. She wants to be a bridge between the aspirations of Ghana and the attainment of those aspirations. So this series, the Bridge It series, is a series which is going to bring Ghanaians closer to Miss Bridget Jogbe Nuku so that they can have conversations with her. They can ask questions. They want to ask, if they want to get to know her better, they can ask questions and they can get to know her better so that when she starts talking about policy, they can know who they are listening to. So that is the essence of this evening's program. And I'll be joined shortly by guest communicators who yesterday watched the introduction or the adoring of Miss Bridget Jogbe Nuku and have been gathering information from the grounds as to how people who watch the event are receiving the new flag bearer of the Progressive People's Party. Before we go to that, before they join me on the show, I'd like to take you through a bit of the history of the Progressive People's Party to inform our discussion today. Upon the coming into force of the 1992 Constitution of Ghana, two political parties had the opportunity to govern Ghana between 1993 and 2020. These two parties, though did their best, could not take Ghana from poverty to wealth in real time, as we have seen some other countries which became independent at almost the same period as Ghana did, have been able to transform their people from poverty to wealth. The two parties both accused each other of corruption and nepotism, while the masses of the people still lived under poverty. In December 2012, Dr. Papa Kwesi Nduom, who realized the need for like-minded individuals who understood the need to approach government business with a sense of urgency, to come together and form an alternative to the two non-performing parties, made a declaration calling on all like-minded persons to join a new movement. The formation of the PPP followed this declaration made on 28 December 2011 by Dr. Papa Kwesi Nduom for progressive and independent-minded people to rise and cause to be formed an alternative political movement to compete for political power for a major transformation of the Ghanaian society. Progressive, independent-minded people to rise and cause to be formed an alternative political movement to compete for political power for a major transformation of the Ghanaian society. The interim leadership of the progressive movement began a nationwide campaign to recruit members to form interim regional and constituency executives. The team visited all the 10 regions of Ghana. So in January 2012, the party submitted an application to the Electoral Commission of Ghana for registration in accordance with the Political Parties Act. It is instructive to note that after the receipt of the official registration forms from the Electoral Commission, PPP was able to complete and submit the forms to the EC within 48 hours. Now, this was in 2012. The party received its provisional certificate on Friday, 3rd February 2012. The PPP convened its first national convention on 25th February 2012, 22 days later, at the Accra Sports Stadium. The final certificate was received on Thursday, 15th March 2012, from the Electoral Commission of Ghana, 10 days before the first national convention. Now talk about organizational ability. In 2012, in just the baby days of the Progressive People's Party, the PPP fielded 206 parliamentary candidates in the 2012 general elections. The party mounted a very spirited campaign and soon became a well-known brand. This, however, was not able to turn into electoral victory. Some of the candidates who came close to winning were Issa Damba of Woolensey constituency and Irabna Manison of the KEEA constituency. PPP's presidential candidate also pulls just over 64,000 votes, which represented about 0.58% of the total valid votes cast for that year. But one thing was sure, the PPP had come to stay. It was recognized as the third largest party. It came to be called Pre Papa Preku, which literally means seek the best once and for all. No dilly-dallying. The PPP decided to give itself a second chance in the 2016 elections. In this election, it fielded 154 parliamentary candidates and the same presidential candidate. This time round, the party had more parliamentary candidates who came very close to winning, but sadly were unable to win any of these seats. The party lost with very little margins to either the NDC or MPP in constituencies like KEEA, Bongo, Ofuase Ayirebi, and Chiana Paga. The presidential votes also increased from just over 64,000 in 2012 to 106,454 in 2016. The PPP is currently preparing itself through self-introspection research, and reorganization in order to participate and win some seats in the 2020 general elections. So this is a short history of the Progressive People's Party from its humble beginnings in 2012 to its aspirations in 2020 to win parliamentary seats and to win the ultimate, which is the presidency of Ghana in this post-COVID reality of our nation. Yesterday at the International Press Center here in Accra, the Progressive People's Party adored its new flag bearer. Due to the COVID restrictions, the event was held with quite substantial social distancing, as this protocol of this physical distancing protocol has come to be known. But several Ghanaians, thousands of Ghanaians, joined the PPP via live television, on Facebook, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, and watched the PPP introduce an outdoor Miss Bridget Jugbanuku, who will lead the PPP into the 2012 election. There have been a lot of questions from the ground after people had looked forward and have asked several questions concerning who was to lead the Progressive People's Party in the 2012 election. When the name of Ms. Bridget Jugbanuku came up, the skeptics thought this wasn't going to be a good deal. But yesterday, after Ms. Jugbanuku addressed Ghana and Ghanaian voters, there has been a groundswell, a change of attitude and change of mind towards the candidature of Ms. Bridget Jugbanuku. This series, Bridge It, is an attempt by Progressive People's Party to bring Ghanaians closer to know who Ms. Bridget Jugbanuku is, ask her all the questions they want to ask, and after they have gotten to know her, the Progressive People's Party will then launch a manifesto to communicate to Ghanaians how PPP plans to run Ghana from 2021 to the years ahead for accelerated development of the country. And we know the 4 pillars upon which the Progressive People's Party was founded, and the 10-point agenda upon which it campaigned in the 2016 elections. This is Bridge It. The flag bearer of the Progressive People's Party will be having discussions with Ghanaians, different groups, generations of Ghanaians, for them to get to understand who she is and what she brings to the presidency of Ghana come January 2021. To join me in the discussion today, we'll be doing a bit of deliberation of the speech delivered by Ms. Bridget Jugbanuku yesterday at her outdooring. Whilst I wait for my guest to come in, kindly note that this program is being streamed live on Facebook. You can watch us on LinkedIn. You can watch us on YouTube. And you can get information about this on all the other social media platforms. This is Bridge It, bridging the gap between Ghana and development, bridging the gap between Ghanaians and the Progressive People's Party, bridging the gap between voters and the flag bearer of the Progressive People's Party, Ms. Bridget Jugbanuku. Today's series is an introduction, so we would have time to discuss her speech made yesterday, and from tomorrow, from 8 p.m., the flag bearer of the PPP will join us on this platform, take your questions, so you can get to know who she is. I'll be right back. Thank you. And what? Thank you and welcome back. I am lucky to have one of my guests who is seated and will join me very soon once his connection is established for us to talk about the speech delivered yesterday by Miss Bridget Jogbenuku, that powerful speech which is gotten the attention of all who matter in Ghana currently. As I was saying, the PPP, the aims and objectives of the PPP is to form a government which will ensure the accelerated transformation of our country through a spirit of inclusiveness and a liberal heart. Accelerated transformation of Ghana through a spirit of inclusiveness and liberal heart. Yesterday, Ms. Bridget Jogbenuku mentioned the Ghana Constitution and the spirit in which it was formulated, the spirit with which the Constitution was promulgated, that there was fear, an atmosphere of fear. We're coming from a military government, and every article in the Constitution, if you read it and try to understand its spirit, seems to pacify the executive and the people who were in administration as of that time. But years and years after the first election of the Fourth Republic Constitution, there has been very little change, and we have seen how over the years, administration upon administration is so willing to enforce the unnatural spirit of the Constitution, which includes putting small parties and opposition parties in their place. We have seen electoral violence when there should be none. By elections, when there was a sitting administration, a party had been voted to power, and we're having a by-election, and a by-election which suddenly had to affect the operations of corporates in Ghana because on the news media were such negative reports about Ghana. Unfortunately, this is what the Fourth Republican Constitution has given us. An attitude of intimidation, an attitude of fixing people, breaking their limbs if they dare to say anything different. Dissent is seen as something not to be encouraged. And unfortunately, it has caused many to cower when they should speak up. It has caused professionals to be quiet, whilst non-professionals take the reins of governance and administration in Ghana and do as they please. We have gone through a period of disruptions in electricity supply, which has led us into very expensive and costly investments into electricity, which, if had been handled by the right professionals, wouldn't have landed as where we have landed now. So these are the issues that the Progressive People's Party think can be addressed when Ghana decides to vote for Miss Bridget Jogbenuku to be president of Ghana, and for Ghana to vote in new dynamic members of parliament, especially from the Progressive People's Party, who are ready to take the reins of legislative governance and do their very best so that Ghana will not lag behind, but Ghana will do what needs to be done in especially this post-COVID world, so that the transformation of Ghana can be guaranteed. Hello, Austin.
Hello.
Welcome to the program. I'm doing well. I'm in high spirits. The weather in Ghana is, as you can see, as you know it, very, 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 very warm, pleasing, and enjoyable. And how's the weather in London?
Not too bad. It's really hot today. We've been told that it's gonna get hotter this week, so we'll be entering into autumn very soon. So it's good to enjoy the weather now.
enjoy a bit of the paradise we have here. Okay. It's good to have you. It's good to have you. And appreciation to Eagles for
Yes,
granting
yes.
us this platform to communicate to Ghana and to the whole world about the ideals People's Party stands for. Let me ask, were you able to watch the outdooring of Miss Bridget Jugbenuku?
Yes, I did. I did watch the full program. Actually, I think I managed to have some recordings done. It was very interesting to watch anyway. I liked it. The speech that she gave was so powerful, was so powerful. So, yeah, I watched the whole program.
Thank you. So, from your interactions with other people who watch the program, would you say that your expectations were met?
I absolutely. At first, I wasn't expecting that. I'm not saying that I wasn't expecting her to deliver, but sometimes filling in the shoes of Dr. Indum, the shoe is is big. You
Huge.
see, so the shoes of Dr. Indum, the legacy is so massive. So for somebody to have the guts to step in and deliver such a powerful message confidently, I mean, it was amazing.
And what
And
I can
so,
tell you from Ghana is that the speech is actually running through the minds of so many people. We are currently glutted with requests for interviews for the flag bearer of the Progressive People's Party. As you are aware, she was even supposed to be on the program tonight, but looking at
yeah,
the level of interest that has been generated, interviews which are being booked, I think that it was decided that we should let her concentrate for her interviews tomorrow, so that when she's done in the evening, we can have her on this platform. But in her speech, she thanked Mr. for stepping down and allowing her to run unopposed, as one would say, for the PPP flag bearership.
yes.
Would you say Bridget is afraid of competition?
No, I wouldn't say that about, you see, it's, let me put it this way. For somebody to step down for another person to go, it's a sign of, to me, maturity. It's a sign of unity. It's a sign of a party with a vision. You see, oneness, togetherness, because at the end of the day, it's the same party.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same party. So whoever wins makes no difference. So for somebody to have say, okay, let me support another candidate to go, means that it means that they've got unity. The party is united. You see, there is some sort of oneness, togetherness in the party because there is no like competition and nobody is trying to get the big seat. Let me put it that way. But everybody is trying to support each other, no matter where the person is coming from. So I think it was a good thing for Mr. William Domopucci actually do that. I mean, I think it takes courage and boldness for somebody to do something like that. Because I think he was the first person to actually file his nominations. But for him to give, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It is a great party because we've seen, yeah. It's not like we don't know what has been going on in that political party. We've seen this during their prime, even within their constituencies elections. No, you see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? We've seen
Yeah, I
this.
understand perfectly.
Yeah, we've seen that. We don't want to. I mean, nowadays, thanks to the internet, although we're not presently in Ghana, but I can assure you that we don't miss anything here. Sometimes I say to people that we normally hear things before you guys do. Sometimes, because as soon as something comes, is already there on the internet, and BBC can publish it and that. So we hear a lot of things. Some political parties, their primaries when they contested, even electing, even constituency. somebody to represent that
Executives, yeah,
constituency.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, to see. It becomes like, it's like a civil war. So we've
exactly.
seen that a lot in a lot of political parties, and it's something that it looks like, okay, to me, in my opinion, they are just grabbing for power. That is what I see.
For the sake of
Because
power.
exactly, because at the end of the day, okay, we belong to the same political party. So who cares who wins? It's Ghana who wins, not you.
Yeah.
So if we are fighting over a particular seat, then I don't see the logic in it. That is what I'm so pleased that Mr. William was able to do that. I mean, support um, Miss Bridget, and everything went on smoothly without any difficulty. So yeah, that is one thing that I do like about the whole thing.
All right. And whilst watching, did you notice the strict adherence to the COVID-19 social distancing or physical distancing protocols?
I was so much impressed, yeah, and I thought that I've been told, yeah, that people in Ghana, they don't really, really, they don't really, you know,
Yeah.
social distancing is not something that they do practice in Ghana. That's what I've been told. And I've seen some videos as well, because I can remember that when, even during the lockdown, when they were distributing food,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, people were crowded. So, yeah, and for a party like PPP to observe that and to respect that, I think it's a sign of sometimes you don't need, I always say to people, you don't need to go to a prophet for him to tell you that this is how but you just look at the situation, look at how things are going. Because for a political party to observe that, to ensure that we are doing this important event, but we're still going to make sure that we protect individuals. You see what I'm saying? It means that they care about the people, they care about this population. They are not doing it because they want to do it. They are not fighting for power. They are not, some people are just there. They want this. They don't want. What they want is that they want power. And for you to do such a massive program, observe all social distancing or COVID-19 protocols, it's a huge, to me, boost for PPP. In my opinion, anyway, I know somebody might disagree, but for me, these are some of the things that I want to see, that, leaders of our country. Because if you are a leader and you are telling me to social distance myself, then I'm expecting you. I'm
Lead by
expecting you
example.
to do the same thing. You see, so if you are telling me to do something and you yourself you're doing another thing, it doesn't make sense to me, because you're supposed to be my leader. I'm supposed to be the follower. You see what I'm trying to say? So this is what I want. I want Ghanaians to understand that sometimes it's not about too much noise. Yeah, just look at what is going on, because a lot of we've seen primaries, as I said, we've seen some political parties, and we've seen with our own eyes they pass that uh, they understand, or they know that COVID is real.
Mhm.
They know that we have to social distance ourselves, but they themselves, I don't know how to put it, but I don't want to offend anybody, but I want to say that I mean, for you to host such a massive program, and also, ensuring that you observe all, protocols, is something that I really, really like about people. What you did yesterday, yeah, was really, really interesting to see that.
Kudos to the Progressive People's Party, especially at a time when we know that other countries are extending their lockdowns and is becoming more stringent. Countries in Africa who are going through these extended lockdowns because of COVID-19. So I think that the message out there to everybody is that we are not out of the woods yet. We have recorded, or we have had reports that we've recorded quite some drops in active cases, but with the airports opening to flights, we should still maintain all the protocols so that we do not have our situation get worse than it is getting. Because as I read from the internet, that Morocco actually has a lockdown and a curfew, which has been extended to October 15. Because they are still recording substantial numbers of infections in Morocco. So now let's come to this speech delivered by Brigitte Jugbanokun, presidential candidate of the Progressive People's Party for election 2020. She mentioned that she's a daughter of a soldier who was actually very close to our former head of state, General Kutu Echampong. And she mentioned how her father, while on duty, was even involved in a road accident and had taken the providence of taken providence to get him to come out of hospital when others lost their lives. And I remember somebody just sending me a message and asking to confirm if it was true that Brigitte was is a barracks girl. And yeah, she is a barracks girl. She grew up in several barracks, Burma camp. But look at a lady who had grown up in the military environment, taking such jobs at what happened with our military government. Would you say she was hitting too hard at events in our history?
Sometimes, people has to know where you're coming from, you see, because when people know where you're coming from, in my opinion, people will get to understand you better. And it will actually give people, let me say, a clearer vision about what you stand for. You see, so your background, my background, shapes the way we live our lives today. It has a lot to do with who we are today. So, Miss Bridget coming from such, a background like military background, it's a sign of, because we know that one of the most disciplined institutions in Ghana, one of the most disciplined institutions in Ghana.
It's not the most disciplined.
Well, I don't want to cause anything.
I see how you're choosing your words carefully.
You see, sometimes you never know. So let me put it that way. So it's one of the most disciplined institutions in Ghana, and we all know that the army is in well-respected, organization. I think it's the only, or one of them, it's the only institution, in my opinion. Let me put it that way, so that in my opinion, it's the most respected institution in Ghana, because we've seen them as like no nonsense people, and they will actually put you in place if you try to go the other way. And when I was growing up in Ashtown, right now they call it, is it California or?
No, I'm saying it was not Florida. It was Florida.
Oh, good. Yeah. It's very interesting when I saw that. When I was growing up in Florida, Kumasi or Kumirika,
The
as
Americans, yeah.
they say, yeah. And our next door, we used to have a military man, next to our house, and so anytime we misbehave, our mom will actually call on him to come. So, so we were kind of scared. So anytime you want to do stuff, like, hey, so Jamal, hey, man, you know what I mean? So like you just have to,
Exactly, exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah, you just have to, discipline yourself before so Jamal arrives.
Now let me give you a story. Let me give you a story before we lose track of our experience with soldiers. You know, I attended a boys' school in Kumasi which shares boundaries with a military barracks.
Mhm.
And I remember one incident where the final year students, then the sixth formers, decided that they had taken too much from the school administration. So after their final examination, they were going to cause all manner of chaos on campus. And I remember prep time. By the time we realized, we had soldiers come into campus and taking over almost all strategic points. And I think it was the quietest after prep that we had on the campus because everybody just went straight to their houses and to their dormitories and went to sleep. So that is the kind of
That's it.
order that the
Mhm.
military brings. But again, she was bold enough to cite the excesses of the
That's it.
military.
Yeah, that is what I wanted to
Has
say. That it has actually shaped the way she. That is the reason why I'm not surprised that she talked. She talks so confidently with boldness. She knows what she's saying. Sometimes when you listen to some speeches from other political leaders, the only thing that you hear them talking about is either insulting somebody or blaming somebody. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. It's either they are blaming somebody or insulting somebody. But to me, that is not what I'm looking for. As a
what are
Ghanaian,
we looking for?
no, no, no. As a Ghanaian, insulting somebody or blaming somebody and calling somebody who is the most corrupted leader, whatever, I don't care about those things because that is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a leader. There is, let me put it as so we say somebody is a leader. A leader, yeah, it has, you need to have so many qualities. Yeah, you need to have some qualities because a leader is somebody who leads. Yeah, somebody who leads in the midst of situations when things are going bad. I always say to people that everybody can claim to be a good leader, but you can only see a good leader when crisis comes down, come into the situation. That is when you begin to see whether the person, because every time, that is what we need you to lead. You see what I'm saying? So a leader is not just about calling yourself names and titles and whatever, but a leader is somebody who can lead in the midst of problems, who can lead in the midst of difficulties and challenges. And if you cannot lead in the midst of challenges and difficulties, to me, you are just there. You call yourself a leader, but you are just there. And looking at the way she was talking, it's a sign of a good leader. Because a leader, you're supposed to know what you are supposed. I mean, you're supposed to know what to say at the right time. Yeah. What I mean by that is that you have to know at the moment what is going on, how are you going. You see, so the way she talked, the way she conducted herself, the way her speech, she talked confidently. I mean, and I like that idea, and I think coming from military background has also shaped that confidence because it's not easy. To be honest with you, like our society is male-dominated kind of society. Yeah, culturally, I'm from Ghana, I'm Ashanti, so I know that. I mean, our culturally, our society is male dominated. But the way she comported herself, delivered her message so confidently, I mean, set up the visions. That's what I'm saying. This is what I wanted to hear. What you want to say, I mean, where you want to take Ghana to. You see what I'm saying? It's not about just blaming somebody, throwing blames, and you did that, and you did this, and this person, and that person. That is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for how you can transform Ghana. That's all. Not
Let
too
me
much.
let me let me let me let me ask this:
Mhm,
that she told
mhm.
the story through her time as a student for 7 years or so at Wesley Girls High School in Cape Coast. Her time as a student at the University of Ghana, and just before we came live, I had somebody calling me and telling me that she was a year ahead of him at the University of Ghana, and she was such a fast runner. You have
Mm.
somebody going through the barracks, Wesley Girls High School, to University of Ghana. She speaks Swahili. She has worked
Wow.
outside of Ghana in other African countries. She has been involved in gold mining, which is actually the economic, used to be the economic state of Ghana before we had oil coming in to supplement. Would you say that this kind of diverse experience is what has shaped her to be this confident in her delivery and to be this conk in her understanding of the what needs to be done for the accelerated transformation of Ghana, and for which you believe she is so interested in being president of Ghana come January 2021?
Yeah, I can agree to what you were saying, basically. As I also was saying before, your background is always going to be what determines what you become. And going through all these experiences has actually made her somebody special. Let me put it that way. If I'm gonna use the word special, because at the end of the day, yeah, she has international exposure in terms of working in other countries. So when it comes to international cooperation or dealings or arranging of deals or dealing with international situation, diplomacy, it means that you're capable of doing that, because that is all presidents or leadership is all about. You deal with other countries. You sign contracts. You go into agreement with other countries. You deal deals. You do deals with other countries. And if you don't have any kind of experience, how would you actually know that this deal is good for that country or not? Now, you made mention of her working in the mining sector in terms of dealing with gold. Now, let's look at the current situation of these Ejapa royalties, whatever, trending.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. I see where you're going, and I'm not going to let you go there because
no,
tomorrow we're
no,
going to
no.
be
I just
tomorrow we're
wanted to
going to
say
be
something.
having Miss Bridget
Eh?
Jogbenuku here to talk to us, and I'm sure you're going to be available to put this question to her
That's it.
for her to tell us what she thinks about this Ajapa deal, because she has had her hands in gold mining and she
That's the
probably
point.
understands
So
this
at the end of
issue
the
better than.
day,
But it's time now. I look at the clock and we are 2 minutes, running
yes,
2 minutes after 9 o'clock. We don't want to go beyond the time, though we lost
correct.
about 15 minutes trying to set up. So I'd like to
Mm,
thank you, Austin,
thank
for
you.
being our guest today, for being
Correct.
on this platform. We have a lot of questions for Miss Bridget Jogbenuku, who is a flag bearer of the Progressive People's Party, when she comes on this platform tomorrow and the days ahead. And I hope that those who have been watching will invite their friends, share the link with them to join us so we can have a proper and a civil discussion with Miss Bridget Jugwanuku. The thing, the scary thing about Bridget Jugwanuku is that she is a coach on etiquette. I have read her writings in the Mirror newspaper here in Ghana, and you know that she's a lady, and Ghana at this point in time needs a lot more discipline at the presidency to be a worthy example for all Ghanaians, so that we do not have senior high school students going on social media and scaring all of us with what they can do when they are inspired by the wrong kind of energies. So thank you, Austin. Thank you to our viewers. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. Ghana time, that will be 2100 GMT. Yes.
Yeah.
We will be here and without any last minute changes, I'm sure we'll be having Miss Bridget Jugwanuku here to answer our many questions about who she is. I'm told she used to run, whether it was 100 meters, 200 meters, 400 meters, I would want to know tomorrow. So thanks so much and have a good night.
You too. Have a good night.